Hey, Curt here with Your Battle Within. Back when my wife and I lived in Illinois, we lived near a huge cemetery, Greenwood Cemetery, where we walked the dogs every day. And as we walked the dogs, noticed on the tombstones, the regular stuff, the name and the dates, birth and death, and then there was military. And the military was very interesting. They had soldiers, I think, from every war buried in this huge cemetery, all the way back to the Revolutionary War, Civil War veterans that were buried in this cemetery. It was just, some of the inscriptions were really, really cool and fascinating. And it got me thinking, besides the name, the dates, and brother, family, it's usually family, and then it was military, it just got me thinking, sometimes sports teams, what would be on your tombstone? What's your life's message? What are you wanting to impart to those that you love or work with? And what will people say about you after you're gone? What's going to be on your tombstone? In the last Your Battle Within, we talked about accepting a challenge. That's the start. The good news is you can start over every day if you need to. But that's the beginning. Accepting a challenge to make a difference in one way, shape, or form is the start of a journey. The end of the journey, or in all your journeys, will be when you're in the ground. And what that life message is when you are in the ground. What have you imparted? What have you communicated? What have you modeled? What have you inspired? Accept the challenge is the beginning. The tombstone analogy is the end of the journey. So it's important that you know what that is, and maybe you don't yet, and that's okay. Maybe it's coming into focus as you move through some days, weeks, years, but it's important that if you have no goal, if you have nothing to shoot for, you'll wander aimlessly and not really make any impact at all. So what would be on your tombstone? Well, you might say, well, Curt, what would be on your tombstone? Well, what would be on my tombstone is courage, but I need to explain. It's not that I want to be a courageous person overall. I think that I am. I take chances. I take risks. I'm an entrepreneur, on and on. But more so, I want to be one that has been thought of, that inspired courage in others so that they would fulfill their destiny. I received a really nice compliment from a coworker not that long ago. I won't use her real name. Call her Jill. Just a very talented lady, was giving more and more responsibility to her over our team and work, and she's just doing a fabulous job. But then got a phone call one day, and she had accepted a position in a company she used to work for. They wanted to promote her and bring her back into basically running that company for them. And she wanted to talk to me. And so I was disappointed. Really great, talented people are hard to find and work with and enjoy working with them. Well, she said, well, Curt, I have something to tell you. Okay. I thought, maybe I'd offended her. I don't know. She said, it's really, I'll put it in my words, it's your fault that I'm leaving. I said, well, why is that? He said, just working with you over the last X number of time period, you gave me the courage. I wouldn't have been able to take this position I'm walking into if I hadn't had walked with you and worked with you. That gave me the courage and the confidence to take this promotion in my past company. And that really, that blessed me probably more than she would even realize, because that is my life's message. Courage will be on my tombstone. Not that I'm courageous. There's so many so far more courageous than I am, but that I inspire courage in others. And you might say, well, Curt, I don't know. I don't know what would be on my tombstone. I'm kind of coasting, and it's all good. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not, but it is ordinary. I mean, watching Netflix and couch potato and putting in the shift somewhere, and then just kind of, I don't know, hitting a golf ball around or whatever. Nothing wrong with that at all. But it's common. Nothing wrong with, just having a hobby and not really trying to make a dent anywhere anymore in your life. Or just, putting it around. Nothing wrong with that. But it is common. This message will appeal to those that don't want to be common and don't want to be ordinary. You need to be extraordinary So what would be on your tombstone? And you don't have to answer that right now. Heck, you don't even have to answer it anytime soon. But hopefully the question there, or the concept, or the analogy is there. What will be your destiny? What will be the theme of your destiny? And what will be the message after you are gone to those that you loved and impacted in this life before you go on to the next life? It's really important. Very important. In these end times, I believe courage is going to be very important. And that's why I want to instill it in others as we head closer and closer to the end of days. I'll talk about that maybe some other day. So, mine's courage. What's yours? Put it in the comment section if you would, if you know already. If you don't, that's fine too. I just appreciate you being here. I really encourage you to like, subscribe, and share my battle within messages with those that you care about or those that you know want to make a difference, that don't want to be common or ordinary. That would be greatly appreciated. But let's end on a little lighter note. It's kind of a heavy message. Important. Really important, but heavy. Let's end on a little bit of a lighter note. As I was doing some research for this, I came across some websites with funny tombstones. Real, these are real life tombstones. This one says, "Now I know something you don't." "Here lies Lester Moore, 4 slugs from an A44. No less, no more." This is from a dentist. I'm filling my last cavity. There's some really funny ones out there. This is the funniest one of all. Mel Blanc, I don't know if you remember who that is, but Looney Tunes fame, man of 1,000 voices. He was Donald Duck. He was Porky Pig, or, you know, so many of the voices in the old Looney Tune cartoons. And again, like dates, and then, so he knew he wanted to make people laugh. That was his.
That's all, folks.